to All-Star 2019. Last year in Vegas, MasterCard made once-in-a-lifetime experiences at All-Star, and this year they have decided to keep the magic going. Today's fans of the day are Jason, Winston, Ash, and Ryan. Winston and Ash originally met up after playing League in Australia, and they made a road trip, not from Australia, but from their current home in Arizona. And to celebrate their years of League, MasterCard are hooking them up with limited edition bum bags and True Damage collaboration, MasterCard collaboration hoodies, rather, who we have also gotten a few of, and they look really, really nice. So congratulations to them. Now I am joined by Jat and last year's runner-up, Habu of the 1v1s. As we get into the next set of 1v1s, first of all, welcome. Not the best TFT performance, I gotta say, but hey, that's not your forte, you know, of course.
Yeah, I'm definitely not a TFT mastermind, so it's a bit of a roughie.
Well, fantastic to see you back. Last year, of course, you took the world by storm. You had such an impressive run. You took down Doublelift, you took down Rookie, you took down FLICKR. In the end, you fell to Caps, but yeah, it must be great to be back and maybe this time take home the trophy.
Yeah, it is great to be back. Vegas is lots of fun, so it's great to be here.
Let's talk about then your first game you played in the 1v1. It was very, very close. You had the Nocturne versus Heimerdinger matchup, and you said it was quite difficult.
Yeah, I wasn't super sure what he was going to pick, and Nocturne covered a lot of things that I thought he could play, but the Heimerdinger kind of took me by surprise. It was a lot harder to beat than I thought it would be, and I ended up getting pretty lucky in the end.
Was it tricky because you got poked out, or?
Somewhat, but it's like, the all-in is hard, because I have to go directly on top of his head, and he just puts, like, the big turret down.
Yep.
And it just one-taps me. Like, I don't know. It just does so much damage because I have to stand on top of him to kill him.
Yeah, I'm wondering how the meta is going to develop because I thought Nocturne would be pretty good because you can all-in a lot, you can wave clear, so I think that's a good pick. I'm wondering when we're going to see Trist. I know you've played like a ton of practice. What do you think of Trist? Because I feel like early it can be good at a lot of stuff. It could actually threaten turret. You can shoot people through the Ring of Fire.
I thought it was good at the start, but then I saw that Exhaust was gone. And I think Exhaust was something that Trist really relied on to not get one-shot by a lot of champions in the meta. So I think if you're playing a mage Tristana, you have a good chance of actually just killing the Trist. She has to itemize pretty defensively, and she loses like a chunk of her one-shot threat. She's still pretty good. I think she has a lot of viable matchups, but I think there's also situations where it might be tough for her.
Yeah, and they've changed a lot more of the 1v1. You've probably studied a lot of that as well. Like increased gold on cannons, you just get mega rich. So even though CS isn't a win condition, it kind of is because it lets you get items, which makes you stronger for the Ring of Fire. What's kind of stood out to you because you start at level 3, that probably opens up a lot more bruisers.
Yeah.
Like, do you have a prediction on where the meta is going to go after seeing maybe the first 8?
From watching him playing, it feels like that the champions that are strong, like strong one-item spiking champions that can fight in the Ring of Fire seem to be really good. You don't get punished too heavily for having a poor lane phase because you'll still catch up in EXP. You'll never be like more than half a level down.
Yeah.
You get 2 cannons and you just get a chunk of gold and EXP injected back into you. And so I think that like strong bruisers and strong fighters in the circle are probably where you're going to see the meta head towards.
Unless you're Rumble against Ornn, then you'll be down 2 levels because you get denied off the wave.
Yeah. We only saw like one marksman in the first round who had like a Lucian, and I'm going to check. Did win, was doing B. He got the 2 kills in the end, but more bruisers and things that can poke and mages and stuff like that have we seen, which is a cool development because, let's be honest, we just didn't want to see a Caitlyn or something every game. So that's, from a spectator perspective, that's pretty exciting, I would say.
Yeah. How much have you practiced?
So I haven't really,
for this, because
like,
it's different than last year.
I haven't played any like practice games, but I definitely have spent like a fair chunk of time looking at the rule set and looking at like champions, how they scale, like what, like the graphs of champions, what their win rates are at certain times, and actually seeing like which champions could have strong spikes that I don't know about.
Yeah.
And like just trying to find certain things that like might catch people by surprise.
Yeah, because mechanics are obviously important, but theory crafting is as well. I always like watching the 1v1s because even though a lot of these modes are for fun and 1v1 is obviously entertaining, some pros take it really, really seriously.
Jat, on that topic.
And I think they should.
Yeah.
That's why I like it.
Me too. I enjoy it too. And Caps and Mickey actually, I think, practiced like 6-7 hours yesterday.
Doesn't surprise me.
Like theory crafted everything they could play in the 1v1. So they're taking it so serious. Caps, of course, wants to defend his title. So let's take a look at the bracket because Caps will be playing in this one as well. And Sneaky up versus Closer, Caps versus Chippies. Anything that pops out to you probably of a matchup that you're looking forward to?
Well, of course, I'm excited for my boy Chippies versus Caps. I think that it's definitely a very winnable game. Of course, Caps is like pretty nuts, but if Chippies gets the right matchup, he's very talented with a lot of them. So I think that if he gets like a solid bruiser matchup, solid carry matchup, there's a good chance he could upset.
I always like watching Uzi in the 1v1. I remember back when we had All-Star in Barcelona, Spain, just backstage, the level of focus he had watching the other players 1v1 because he was just trying to read everything they did. He ended up actually beating mage players in mage matchups because that became the meta. So if Uzi can figure out the meta, I'm really watching him to maybe try and win it.
Yeah, of course, you're rooting for yourself.
Aside from yourself.
Yeah, aside from yourself.
I want to verse the Shy. That's like, I want to see him go deep. So I want to go deep, and I want to play the Shy. I think that'd be really cool.
Do you want to change your vote? Because the Shy is probably...
The Shy is a hype pick.
Yeah.
I think between him and Uzi, those are the two mechanical gods on the opposite sides of the Rift that come from the LPL. But I'm staying with Uzi.
We'll see what happens, of course. As a reminder, the rules have changed a little bit. For the 1v1s, no longer the CS win condition. You can get the tower in the win. You get 2 kills in a win. Or when the Ring of Fire comes in, then whoever kills the other person first wins. So, yeah, we've seen it in action already. We did see the circle like 4 times.
Yeah.
So I was thinking things would go faster, but it didn't really change that much in the early phases.
I'm hoping the circle doesn't become the meta or win condition you go towards. And I think another important thing to mention is golden experience are vastly accelerated. So you do hit level 11 by the end of the game.
Well, we'll see what happens. We're going to send it back to Freak and Azale to get us into those 1v1s.
Thank you very much, Shocks. Welcome to the caster booth yet again. I got to give props to Pabu for sitting there and like, look, I'm going to look at the stats. I'm going to see, are there any champs that have a 15 or 20 minute like win rate bump, aka they snowball early game, they power spike early, they force surrenders. I am always a fan of any player who does that level of research.
as soon as you started talking about numbers, I just see Freak. Yeah, this is my guy right here.
Player. I'm a fan of Pabu ever since last year at All-Star. I'm still a fan of him now. Wonderful gentleman. Sneaky on stage, see if he can do it versus Closer.
Yeah, Sneaky versus Closer. Closer is coming to LCS as well.
Yeah.
So 2 LCS players. We can't lose.
LCS will finally advance.
Yeah, LCS versus LCS. Can't win, can't lose.
Can win, can lose. We'll do both. But at least we move on into the top 16.
Yeah,
which is better than we do in lots of other things.
And I think a lot of people would be excited to see Sneaky, moving on, getting further in the tournament. He's a big fan favorite. Obviously, Closer coming from TCL.
Yep.
A lot of fans there too. But I'm really curious to see what kind of picks they're going to go to. Sneaky is always a guy I look at as kind of more just taking it as it comes in All-Stars, kind of having some fun. He never strikes me as the guy who's going to be like grinding the 1v1s as hard as some of these other players.
No, in his interview a couple hours ago, he's like, yeah, I just played like kind of some weird matchups. Like he never really went for the tryhard matchups. He said maybe he'll do it this time around. We'll see if it comes through. One matchup I'm looking forward to that's going to be down the line is FLICKR versus G4. I want to see Irelia versus Olaf. Since back at Worlds, I think it's 2014.
Oh, yeah.
Or no, Worlds 2015, I think it was.
FLICKR played the Olaf and solo killed the mid lane.
Yeah. As the counter pick to Irelia, back before Irelia was.
I don't think you want to play Irelia in that again. I think you'll just die again.
Yeah, but it's the throwback.
Give him the reverse side of the matchup. Beat him on both sides.
I'd be okay with that. And I've seen that happen, right? People go for the reverse matchup in a BO5 and just get clapped again anyway. Speaking of Olaf, we've got it here. Sneaky on Lucian. He's actually taken a pretty solid champ for this matchup.
Okay, yeah, both of them going Barrier and Ignite. It's interesting to me that, Sneaky did not decide to go for Flash or anything like that. You are against a melee champion, outplay pretty important, dodging the axes, keeping some distance here. Because if Olaf does actually close the gap and is on top of you, it is going to be very, very difficult. I do think that Sneaky is going to have somewhat of the onus on him to actually pressure this game and be getting ahead, because if it comes down to the Ring of Fire and against Olaf, I think it's pretty doomed as a solution.
Yeah, I don't think your culling DPS quite beats what Conquer damage comes through. Yeah. I mean, it's going to be decent damage, but yeah, you kite back a little bit and then your back's against the fire, pretty literally, and that's going to be tough. So we'll see if that comes through. Maybe an item lead, maybe something else. We'll see what happens. But so they're playing the lane pretty slow, kind of making the Olaf stay in the middle of the lane. Of course, sitting in the brush to dodge autos for a little while, but Sneaky's trying to deny CS by keeping him in kind of reach.
Yeah, and it's a very different build than we saw actually last time around when we did see Olaf coming out. It was kind of pieces of bigger items that were actually started with, and Closer taking a lot of damage here.
This could be decent damage. I've got Conquer's on, but this is going to be with the barrier. Is it enough? One auto! Again, the turret! Oh, no! The turret's enough. Sneaky 400 extra gold. He's going to shove this wave and go for the reset.
That was so close. So the problem is, at that point, you can't actually turn and run as Closer.
No.
Because Sneaky will just chase you down and kill you. So he was fully committed to it. Looked a little bit silly that he took the turret shot and dies, but I mean, Sneaky will just chase after you and finish off that kill anyway. That was so close, and Sneaky's going to be so far ahead in gold now. Closer didn't get any farm before that recall, right? So Sneaky's up almost 1,000 gold, and that's all gold that he just got to spend. So look at the itemization now. He is at a huge advantage.
Plus a Vamp Scepter, that's going to be pretty nice for the next fight right there. Yeah, pretty big stuff. Sneaky, I think, only dropped 3 CS across the first 3 waves, right? Max is 19, came away with 16 of it, plus the kill. Not too bad on the reset, right? You're seeing, 14. So after the fact, the CS gets close, but as you mentioned, actually spending the gold is what actually matters. The gold in your pockets means nothing. So we'll see what round 2 looks like.
Yeah, I mean, if Sneaky can actually get a preferential fight here.
If he's 6, I just straight force the all-in if possible.
Yeah, I mean, I think if you dash on his face, you'll still lose. So you have to,
yeah,
be a bit careful about it.
If you land culling, I don't know, you actually just might win the DPS check. I don't actually know, but either way,
it's hard to know, yeah. But he is going to be feeling pretty confident. And when you have a lot of lifesteal, taking kind of gradual trades, I think would feel pretty good. He has double doors plus the Vamp Scepter, so lots of lifesteal already in the kit. Feels like a lot of people are playing Overheal. Doesn't see.
I mean, you're not going to take Triumph or Presence of Mind because it's the only thing to grab with your precision.
Yeah,
you literally only go Overheal at that point.
Shield. Doesn't seem like it's up there, but maybe he's not quite full health. Huh. Yeah. No, he's full health now, so it should be building up. But no, he actually must not have it.
All right.
So maybe Triumph.
Great. He got. Well, I didn't see the 20 gold pop up when he got the kill though.
Well, I'm not sure then. I mean, Presence of
Mind for
I guess?
25 extra mana when he gets that first takedown.
That would be pretty strange.
Yeah.
But he's not actually getting the shield. Either way, he can pick up a plate or two.
Whatever. Ouch, takes a Q right there, but or a turret shot there, I think it was. But yeah, second plate's gonna fall pretty soon. Maybe. 120 gold. Okay, this could be a rundown. He's gonna go for it right now. Now he's got to get this kill and not die, or Sneaky wins. Killing gets across. He can't quite find the extra auto attack. This shouldn't be enough from Sneaky. Barry, he's going to go for the fight, but it's going to be enough for Closer. Closer will tie up the kill score, get the shutdown gold, and now it's going to be last kill wins.
Yeah, that is huge. Sneaky really wanted to get into that health pack, but closing the gap meant he's just sitting melee range into Closer is going to be able to get the preferential barrier because he actually could save his barrier till after he got this big heal from that health pack, and as a result, Sneaky getting punished pretty hard, and that's a ton of gold into the pockets of Closer because he got the shutdown, and he does finally get some CS. So he has a nice little set of items here for himself, and going to be looking, I think, like he's in a pretty good spot now coming in on the Ring of Fire.
Ninja plus Bramblevest is solid. A little bit of CDR never hurts as well. Sneaky going to try to push Bloodthirster, and I think he can finish BT in time. There should be enough space in this game. You've got several levels to go, so you got a couple minutes left. And that'll be nice, because that's like a good 300-point shield, which will be pretty valuable.
Yeah, it's definitely helpful. The lifesteal itself, likely not going to be super relevant once the all-in occurs, because there is going to be Ignite there. Yes, it still can help, but when you're going this sort of a build, you are really hoping to have a little bit of trade here, a little bit of trade there, heal back up. But Closer's obviously not going to be looking for that sort of a fight. He's going to be trying to just look for the 100-0.
Yep. There's some value in potentially going Death Stance instead, though that's not really an option anymore, because it doesn't matter if you decay later. If you kill him first, the round already is over. So that last 15% damage isn't going to do anything.
Yeah, I wonder if PD's not just better.
Yeah.
Going PD plus something else.
Yeah, I think PD's great.
Because it is going to be that kind of 100-0 looking for the shield. Sneaky definitely going to be wanting to stay around a little bit longer. Make sure he has the BT gold, though, so we can have the completed item. But as they close in on level 11, you do know that the Ring of Fire is going to be coming out pretty soon, so we're probably about less than a minute away, I would think, from that starting to spawn and close in, and then that'll give them say an additional minute.
That's a pretty big deal, and he actually knows it hits because he gets the Conqueror stack. Doesn't land the second one, but this could still be, it's not too much of a chase then, he's right in front of the turret, but half HP into the culling is decent damage. That ult doesn't give any move speed when you're not running towards an opponent, so that is actually a bad missing spell.
And minus resists. So he's actually going to take more damage from the culling, and now doesn't actually have his ultimate for the Ring of Fire potentially here. We'll see if Sneaky can even reset, though.
Yeah, I mean, at the very worst, Sneaky can just lifesteal. Now, the mana is going to be a little bit relevant, but certainly Closer, if he doesn't get to recall, that's going to be really tough on the fight. It's coming very, you get the 30-second warning, so you can see it, clear the wave, then recall, then be ready for the fight. That's what feels like both players are going to do is at the announcement say, okay, it should be time to reset. But that's not the Q that landed. Closer is dangerously close to being able to make this fight happen. Ignite go in, land another Q. This could be enough. Closer through the barrier, gets the kill, gets the shutdown.
Taking down Sneaky. That was really, really close. It just felt like Sneaky got a bit over eager there at the end, trying to pressure him under turret. Got tagged by a Q, got tagged by another.
Yep.
You have to be able to dodge those, you know, with your E. You have to be able to dash out of that Q because as soon as Olaf starts chaining that, you're going to get chased down, and there's not really any kind of outstatting Olaf. Straight up fight.
No. 2 stacks per Q land. It's going to be plenty of damage output there. So well done. Close are going to move on to the next round. Of course, we'll see him next year in the LCS. That'll be exciting. And we can watch that fight again. Full HP Sneaky, but it doesn't matter. That Q means go.
This is the first one. So this is the first all-in that Sneaky actually did win, I do believe. Got off a pretty good dash there. You know, was able to get a lot of killing. Oh, no, this is Closer's first kill. So this is the second kill of the game. And Sneaky just closing the gap, feeling like he could win that. But with Conqueror stacked, with Olaf melee range, you really don't have a chance here. This would be that final kill. Sneaky getting tagged. And that was a good 20% of Sneaky's health with the first axe, it looked like. And then, again, you close the gap. You know you're going to win that fight. Closer playing it out pretty well. Sneaky had a good start and I think had his chances. You know, if he had been able to reset and maybe grab his BT, have his calling up, might have had a chance when the Ring of Fire was there.
Yep, definitely agree. It's what happened, though. We are having the next round up pretty soon. Caps versus Chippies. That's going to be exciting. Caps